It's like something you'd see on a postcard or a magazine, maybe on the set of a movie.
But it's right here on Delmarva in Milton, and the photographer who snapped that shot and so many other beauties joins us today. This is Kevin Lynam with Kevin Lynam Photography. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Kevin.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, you know, the snow yesterday, it was a pain, but it was beautiful. And I imagine for a photographer like you, you really have a very small window to get these wonderful shots.
Usually when it's snowing out, you want to wait till the snow has completely stopped. Not to say that, you know, sometimes from a composition perspective, you'll mix it up. You'll try and get out when it is actually snowing, but I find it's safest out on the roads after the snow has stopped. But with respect to this particular picture, it was right around sunset. So we kind of had these, you know, dreary gray skies most of the day. And then for just a short moment, you know, maybe about 20, 25 minutes just before sunset yesterday, we had these brilliant and very vibrant pops of color that really made taking a picture a lot of fun yesterday.
Yeah.
So we have another one from you of a bridge, a wooden bridge. Tell us about this one.
This particular picture is the extension of the Rail to Trails trail system, and this is through downtown Milton. So this trail has not been discovered by many people yet, although I'm sure eventually the word will get out. What happened is I was basically walking along the trail with my dog on, you know, midday yesterday, and I was really kind of struck by how the reflections looked under the bridge. So I basically took my camera and just kind of went exploring under what was repurposed. It was an old railroad bridge. So I just was captivated by how pretty it looked, and certainly went with a pretty fast shutter so I could capture some of the snow scenery and some of the beautiful winter beauty.
I mean, and how often does that happen? You know, you're doing one thing and then you see an opportunity and then you capture it.
Absolutely. Lisa, it's a great question. I always tell people composition really comes from your heart. You know, you have to believe in what you're doing. You know, for me, when I take a picture, it's as much about what I'm hearing as what I'm seeing, what I'm smelling. You know, example I could give you, a beautiful sunrise. When you're at the ocean, it's the smell of the salt air. It's the sand underneath your feet. It's the beautiful clouds in the sky. All these different elements kind of go into, you know, the little blending pot, if you will, for your composition. And from there, you just try to have some best practices, you know, keep your horizon straight, you know, try to, you know, use your heart to lead with the shot. And what I mean by that is there's no right or wrong way to take a picture. If it makes you smile, makes you feel good, that's what it's all about.
So I guess then always keep your camera with you.
Always. Not having a camera, you know, there's an old saying in photography, the best camera is the one you have on you. You can't take pictures if you don't have, you know, a camera at your side. So, you know, for me, we all have smartphones nowadays, which is nice because it gives us access to a camera that's quite capable. Certainly some of the new Apple technologies, you can even manipulate those, you know, files well enough to print from them. But always having the camera handy and, of course, being out there in it. If you're not taking the chances and really getting out and practicing your craft, your pictures are never going to elevate or get to the next level. I think a lot of people want to know what's the magic bullet for composition. And I always tell people, follow your heart and, you know, get out there. And as you said, Jimmy, you got to have a camera handy.
So what is it about photography that you love so much?
I mean, for me, it's such an emotive experience. It's therapeutic. I'm a guy that's a mile a minute, so I have another full-time job beyond just photography, although this is a business that's certainly been taken off for me the last, you know, several years, and I'm extremely grateful for it. But I think for me, it helps me be in a moment. You know, I'm a mile a minute guy, so to have something that allows me to just be, to absorb the smells in the air, the sounds of the waves crashing, with respect to the, you know, the bridge picture, the beauty of the reflection under the bridge.
Right.
the beautiful, colorful sunset yesterday, those great clouds we had out over the Carpenter's farm. So that's a local, family here in Milton that's been farming for a long time. I mean, these are all, elements of beauty that exist around us every day. We just have to be willing to slow down and take it all in.
Okay, so Kevin, let me ask, we got to go, we're out of time, but before we let you go, we had a good snow yesterday. We might have another good one come Friday. What would be your best tip for taking good snow pictures?
I'll tell you, I love trees. So a lot of times, that lonely old tree in the middle of a field with all that white and all the stark contrast between the dark tree itself and the white, foreground and background can be great. Sunrises are always wonderful too. If you live in Delmarva, you got to make a trip to the beach once in a while because that's where the magic happens.
Kevin Lynam, thank you so much. Kevin Lynam Photography. Thank you so much for your wonderful tips and sharing what you have with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Thank you. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.